and welcome to another Facebook Live with Dorwest. My name is Sarah Baxter and joining me is the lovely Jo Borton-White, Managing Director of Dorwest. So you are in excellent hands with Jo's expertise. So what are we going to be talking about tonight? Well, first of all, we'd like to wish you all a very happy new year. It's our first Facebook Live of 2019.
Exciting,
So first one to kick off the year, which is brilliant. So we hope you've all had a lovely Christmas and a good start to the year so far. So in terms of what we're going to be talking about tonight, well, I think as the saying goes from Game of Thrones, winter is coming. So it's obviously we're meant to be in the thick of it already, but we've been, depending obviously where you are in the country, the weather hasn't been too bad.
I don't think we've had the equivalent of the beast from the east or anything like that anyway yet.
Exactly, but if listening to all the reports, that is obviously going to be coming. So they can have a really bad negative impact on our dogs' sort of general well-being and health and things. So we're here to answer your questions, any questions you may have of your winter worries about your dog. So if it's joints, paws, anything that's concerning you to do with your dog's health, we're here to go through your questions. So if you are watching us live, do pop a comment in the comment section below. Really easy to do, and we'll try and get to you. We also want to say hello. So click on say hello. Let us know that you're watching. Give us a thumbs up. As I said, it's first one of 2019, so it'd be lovely to know that you're here.
We're raring to go, so we've got loads of questions, and we'll do as many as we can.
Exactly, so we're going to be live for about half an hour or so. So I think we'll probably dive straight in. Also, if you've got any friends and family who would benefit, tag them in so they can either watch it live or watch later on.
That's a good idea,
And let us know, and press share, because we want to sort of help as many dogs and their owners as possible. So hopefully we'll have some really good information for you tonight. So we've already got some people saying hello there. We've got, hold on, we've got someone called Critchley. We've got lots of people already, so we'll say hello as we go through. So should we kick off, Jo?
Yes, let's go.
Let's go. So we've had some questions in advance, so thanks so much for those. So the first is from Claire Southgate. So hi, Claire. Claire, you said you have a nearly 14-year-old arthritic whippet who has done really well on turmeric, which is brilliant.
Yes, fine.
But now she thinks she needs a little bit more. So during winter, what else could benefit? You've got turmeric, what else?
Yeah, there's so joint products. I mean, there are a lot of joint products around.
Yes.
With this question from you, Claire, the key is here that you have mentioned the word arthritis. So obviously it's a diagnosed condition. 14-year-old, obviously, towards like the golden years of the dog. So quite common in most of those, all the vintage years, something like that, arthritis, we have actually got two licensed medicines for arthritis. They're the only herbals on the market that actually can say to relieve arthritic symptoms. So that's really important difference. Turmeric's a great supplement, but these are actually for arthritis. These are, I'm going to just grab them. So it's the garlic and fenugreek tablets and green relief. They are both for the same condition, but work in slightly different ways. So different type of herbs. These are green leafed herbs. Clues in the name. Clues in the name. And the garlic and fenugreek. Those two have been licensed for about 50 years for those two conditions.
That's really important to note as well, the fact that it's licensed.
And the history of use in them and the safety, we obviously keep all that sort of data here. So, and the quality of the ingredients. They'll help relieve a lot of the acid build-up around the joints, the mixed vegetable particularly. Garlic and fenugreek is really great for the immune system as well, helps eliminate a lot of toxins through the body. Those on a daily basis are ideal for any dog really that has got arthritis. So I would definitely recommend those. We go on a treatment dose for around 3 to 4 weeks, a slightly higher dose, get them into the system, especially now when they're probably feeling their joint condition more than any other time of year. And then you can drop to a maintenance dose after about a month and just see how they kind of go along on that. So Claire, we will be sending you some of those because we featured your questions. So see how your whippet gets on with those.
Oh, that'd be really good. Yeah, and obviously let us know as well, Claire, how you do get on. The team would really like to know. It's so nice to hear the testimonials, the feedback from people of how they're getting on. It's really, really good. So Claire, that's for you. And obviously, if your question is answered live tonight, by the way, you will be sort of receiving any of the products that Jo mentions, which would benefit your dog if it's answered live. And if not, don't worry, one of the team from Dorwest Dorwest will be helping over the coming days and answering those questions if we don't get to you tonight.
We will get through them all.
We've got Sylvia, who's in the house. Hi, Sylvia. Hello, saying good evening. I'm in again.
Hello.
Love these live events. Sylvia, that's so nice.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thanks for coming back. And it's nice to sort of see that you are coming back as well. Laura Adams. Hi, Laura.
Hello.
Nice to see you. Saying evening, ladies. Love the last live. Thank you very much. So we go on to question number 2, shall we? So we've done Claire and her lovely whippet. So we've got question number 2 was from Artist. So hi, Artist. Hello. You've a really lovely story actually. So you've got a nearly 14-year-old. The nearly is very important as you get older in age, isn't it? So nearly 14-year-old Dalmatian, and he's been thriving on Dorwest, glucosamine, and chondroitin, thank you. I can never remember that word, chondroitin, and the vegetable mix pills for years now, and is quite fit for his age, so that's great.
Just fab.
Pills really seem to be making a difference. Sometimes we say he's becoming too active, which I just
the naughty oldies.
They have got that spark in their eyes still, haven't they? Definitely. We also use a warm jacket that covers his thighs if it's too chilly outside, really important. And he doesn't walk long walks anymore, but it's still manageable. So Artist, you were wondering if you have any extra tips to make the winter life and walks extra comfy for him. So I love that question.
Well, I love dogs.
Yeah, really well done.
And you're doing a fab job, and you're really thinking of it. Quite often I was going to talk about coats on dogs. Do not be afraid to rug up your dog, especially if an elderly dog with joint problems, much like arthritis, and people, you should try and keep some heat around those joints that are problematic. And make sure the coats, like you've actually said, that actually come down over the thighs, keep the muscles warm, and like around the stifles, hips, all those places where they're going to feel it. So do what you can. Sometimes those lovely the stretchy like Equifleece ones actually come down there. They can be quite good. Bit of a fiddle to get on, but they are good.
Once they're on, it's
fab. So well done, doing some really great things there. Like you said, you've got the glucosamine and chondroitin, which is that great joint support and provides the extra glucosamine, and you're giving the vegetable, which is the green relief tablet.
That's it.
I would definitely add in the garlic and fenugreek as well, which is the other one I talked about, which is licensed for arthritis. It really is such a good daily product, that, because it boosts the immune system again, stops them picking up as many infections, and it's licensed for skin and joint issues. So it might just give them an extra something, every day. And we're talking about those other things you can do. So as well as the coat, I had some other notes. He doesn't like long walks anymore. So probably finds that a little bit too much, especially in the colder weather. And so that's fine, reduce the length of the walks. And if you're concerned about, perhaps putting on a bit more weight, you could always do just like smaller, more frequent walks. Absolutely fine. Exercise in the warmer part of the day if there is one. First 6 in the morning or 8 at night, the temperature does drop. And so if you can do it, obviously in the daylight hours, that's much better. What are the other things? About a supportive bed, much like us, want something a bit extra comfy, cushion the joints. There's some great ones out there. You can spend a fortune. So they're really pampered. And leaving dogs in cars, and we were saying about in hot weather, obviously it's a big no-no, but also in cold weather for oldies, it's really not ideal. So if you do, again, kind of plug them up in a nice cosy
and try and avoid it if you can,
especially when it's really cold. It's just not ideal. And we were saying about walks. If occasionally he's like, I don't really want to go on a walk today, it's really cold, it's a bit damp, or it's frosty, then take the lead from them. 14 years old, if he misses an odd walk, if he really doesn't want to, then that's okay, as long as he's getting exercise generally over the week. I think that's fair enough in, like I said, in those vintage years. So
definitely.
So the garlic and fenugreek tablets, we will make sure we get some of those off to you for your diary as well.
And Artist is with us live as well, so he's just saying hi to everyone. So
hi,
Artist. So there we go. Hopefully you caught the tail end of that. So thanks so much for joining in with that. That's brilliant. We've also got, just quick, we've got Jerry Hickman. Hi, Jerry.
Jerry.
She made it in time, even though I was held up at work.
That's dedication.
Yeah,
well done.
Yeah, you made it though. That's the main thing. So thanks so much for coming, joining us, Jerry. So question 3, doing something slightly different now. So we've sort of spoken a little bit about arthritis, a bit about joints and things. The other thing that comes up, which came up with 2 questions in advance with us actually. So one was from Ian Moss, so thank you Ian, and the other is Nuria, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Davey. So Ian said, I was wondering if there is anything I can give to keep my Labrador's pads in top condition, especially in the frosty conditions. And Nuria was saying that her dog the pads really suffer badly during sort of winter weather. So what sort of things, Jo, would you recommend?
Okay, so pads, a lot of this is about care really, and when you take them out for a walk. So in the winter weather, obviously there's a lot of salt spread on the roads and it comes up onto the pavements and things like that as well. So I would say one of the most important things when it's frosty and icy is definitely to be rinsing them off after their walk. Yes. Get it off them, because it's really, industrial salt. It's not great, and there's de-icer and grit and all of that.
Don't want them ingesting anything where they're cleaning their paws.
Exactly. So make sure you give them a good rinse off. And we do a fantastic balm as well. So we're talking about balms, and there's a few different ones around. We do a tiny little pot, comfrey and calendula balm here, all really natural. Beeswax, sunflower oil, and then 4 herbs, comfrey, calendula, lavender and rosemary. And this is a great all-rounder, like skin salve, so any dry bits, I keep it on my desk and put some on my nails and my lips. So for the dogs as well. No, any little dry bits, like that cracked bit at the back of the nose that sometimes gets. So I would definitely, once you've rinsed them off after a walk, I would put this on them. I mean, you do want a bit of strength on those pads. You do want them slightly hard. If you put something on them that's really softening all the time, they're going to lose that protection a little bit.
Yes.
You'd be fine as well if you want to do is put a thin layer on before they go out. We were talking about whether, obviously, on ice and a little bit of moisturisation, whether it be slippy, but I don't just put a thin layer on it. It will just give a little bit of protection because it's got that beeswax in it.
Yes.
Rinse them off afterwards. And we were again talking about just shorten the walks a little bit, and try and avoid perhaps walking on too much like concrete and pavement walking when it's really icy. And then just observe your dog. If it really doesn't look very comfortable, obviously showing a few signs a bit uncomfortable on its feet, then cut the walk short.
But it's all the body language. If they're suddenly sort of a bit hunched and sort of tail under and things, the time is to sort of cut it short. And the other thing we were talking about just before we came live with you guys is obviously depending on your breed of dog as well. If they've got longer hair sort of between their paws, it can really sort of, if we get snow, which we may well do, it can sort of lump and clump. So always make sure that everything is sort of cleared out and removed, like you were saying with the rinse. But you may need a little bit more if they've got slightly longer fur. And
those with really long coated beards like beardies or Afghans, I mean, they literally just snow clumps. But in between those pads, if they are left inside, right in between those digital pads, they will become really uncomfortable, and they take an age to thaw because they're so hard and icy.
Exactly.
So, good tip there as well. So
good. So that was hopefully Ian and Nuria. So actually, Ian's just come on board saying thank you, ladies. A very informative answer to my question.
Thanks, Ian.
You say that's really good.
So
Ian.
we will be sending you a balm each to try for that as well. So keep it for the dog though, not all for you.
Yeah, not just for you, not for you, Ian and Nuria. So we'll let you know. Anyone that's just joining us live now, hi, I'm Sarah. This is Jo.
Hello.
We are talking all about your winter worries about your dog. So if it's joints, paws, any sort of winter concerns, let us know. If you have any questions, hoping to answer as many as we can. So yes, let us know. We do actually have one just a similar. We were talking about sort of stiffness of hips, so similar, I suppose, to arthritis. So we've got Candida Styles Coles, almost 16-year-old Westie.
Oh, bless. Oh, brilliant.
Wow,
I
mean, that is incredible.
Well
stiffened hips, needs little help. Obviously that's going to be a little bit worse in the colder weather, isn't it? So I suppose going back to what you were saying earlier as well, that could be
still enjoying his walks though, and get up and downstairs. Well, if he wants to and it's not doing any harm, then just let them do it. And
where's an Equifleece?
We just talked about that as well. So we've adopted another. So you're looking for something really to support the hips, hips, and so again that's presumably just because of the joint issue. If If it has got arthritis, then I would be looking down again at the garlic and fenugreek tablets and with the green relief tablets. Really can't go wrong with those two. Green Relief's a great old dog tablet because it's great for skin, urinary and for joints, and it helps it build like a lot of that build up. And we don't really say if it's just a bit of stiffness as well. Stiffness obviously can come about particularly in the cold weather because they become a little bit more inactive, and it's also when there's a bit of reduction in synovial fluid in the joints, and perhaps if the cartilage is a bit worn, and that for that point of view I would be looking at a glucosamine and chondroitin, because that will help support the cartilage and the synovial fluid as well. So perhaps, Candida, what might be useful is if you perhaps get back to us, if you email us in at info@dorwest.com and just give me a little bit more information, I'll make sure we get the right thing sent for your 16-year-old as well. So please do that.
It'd be nice to make sure he's all nice and
I want to make sure
for the
right,
winter.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, you were just talking there about the glucosamine and the chondroitin. So we've got another question which was sent in advance from Jackie Roberts.
Oh yes.
And we've just got to say, Jackie, you attached the most gorgeous picture of your dog Sydney.
Yeah.
We were just literally in love. So Sydney, again, another sort of golden oldie. So Sydney is 15 and currently on your glucosamine and chondroitin, which is great. He's not very stiff, obviously, because it's working, which is so good. And still enjoys a good few miles, walks a day, and dips in the sea. Gosh, how nice! The life of Riley. How nice.
In the summer and not the winter.
Yeah, not in the winter. A bit cold for that. I wonder sometimes if he would benefit from anything else. Okay. So, I've been more fed since he was 8 weeks. So he's good sort of intake of food and stuff. I mean, you're doing
really healthy.
Yeah, doing so much, Jackie. But anything else though on top of that?
So you said he was a super active dog when he was younger as well, so that's why you've been given the glucosamine and chondroitin just as support. Now I would, in my opinion, he hasn't got arthritis, so you don't mention that in there. So I would be looking at something like our turmeric tablets, which we brought out last year. I recently introduced it, when we brought it out last year. So my oldest one, which is 12 today, so she has got a bit of arthritis, so she's on our other products, but she just needed a little bit more of something. In the last winter, she struggled a little bit. And the turmeric is really, it just gives them that little added extra. Turmeric is really worth having a Google of. There's so much to read about that herb. It's a really potent herb, really rich in antioxidants. It's used a lot actually in post-recovery after exercise. A lot of professional athletes, humans, use that as well because it helps support the body's anti-inflammatory processes. So obviously as we get older anyway, we tend to get more inflammation in the body. That's quite natural, especially around the joints. So by giving that turmeric, I would just give that, ideally split the dose morning and evening, and that just might kind of keep him ticking along nicely. He's obviously doing really well anyway, but I know kind of we all want to just make sure that we can keep that as long as we can.
Definitely.
And so I would definitely thinking that would be a good one to introduce, as he's already on the glucosamine and chondroitin anyway. So turmeric, we will get some of that sent to you, Jackie.
Yay.
Yeah, for Sydney, gorgeous Sydney.
Well, it just sounds like it will be, like you say, it's a really good sort of beneficial thing.
Really fab.
I'm just saying we've fallen in love with Sydney. So let us know. Let the Dorwest team know.
More photos, please.
Yes, more photos. We always love the photos of the dog. It's worth mentioning actually just quickly. If you're on social media, always like the team from Dorwest, always love to hear from you. If you're on Instagram, look up Dorwest. Obviously on Facebook, Twitter, always say hello. It's a lovely sort of family-run feel. It's really good, lovely team of people. So
most of the time, your dog's photos get printed out, which you probably don't get, and put on our dog wall. We have a big dog wall in the office, and we all like putting them up there. So whenever we get sent in photos, we pop them on there.
It's amazing. I love all of that. So I love that. So we're running out of time very quickly, but we're getting closer. So we've got, quick. I know, it really does, flies by. So again, anyone just joining in, let us know you're watching, give us some likes, some thumbs up. It would be great to know that you're supporting. And if you have any sort of winter worries, questions, then obviously let us know, pop them in the comments and we'll try and get to you. So we had a question in advance. This is from Loretta Whiteley. So hi Loretta, if you're watching, hopefully you are. She says, Sheba is 8, fit and healthy with no mobility issues. Brilliant. Is there anything I can give now to protect her joints as she ages? So again, like we were saying, winter, you're more likely to have issues
People
with your
start
joints,
thinking about this and whether you should. And I chose this question because we've had a few similar. It is again something we get asked all the time. They just want to kind of keep the dog healthy, and when you start hitting those sort of ages, they're kind of past middle age, I guess. So personally, what I do with mine is that as soon as they hit around 6-7 years old, unless they've had an injury when they're young, or they are absolutely if they were super active working dog, then I may start earlier. As soon as they're 6 or 7, I start them on the glucosamine and chondroitin tablet. Now mine would already have been on the garlic and fenugreek, because it's like the daily one, to keep the immune system going and prevent infection. But the glucosamine and chondroitin one is really important, because your body produces glucosamine all the time. So it forms the cartilage, the synovial fluid, and your body also produces chondroitin. Unfortunately, as you get older, you don't produce as much, but of course your joints are worn, so it actually needs more. So it's kind of, nature hasn't done so well in that regard. So that's the time to start supplementing the diet, really. You do get glucosamine in foods. You feed a good raw food, things like beef trachea and things like that. Those sort of things, they have the natural glucosamine. But obviously, a supplement, you will get a higher quantity. So as soon as they hit that age, kind of officially kind of a veteran age, I always add it in. So that's what I would definitely do for Sheba. You're not going to do any harm, and it might just keep those joints a bit healthiher. And also, it's worth noting as well, for anyone watching who hasn't sort of posed a question or a bit later, you've got a special a special offer at the moment. That's right. So the glucosamine and chondroitin and our turmeric are both 25% off. Yay! And they are until the whole end of the month. So if you're waiting for payday or something at the end of the month as well, January is a long month for many. It's on offer all the way to the end. So 25% off, which is a great deal, and it's also a good opportunity if you're thinking about a joint supplement to start giving it. I will say you should give all our products for about at least a month. Don't give it a week and go,
hasn't worked,
nothing's happened. You need to give the body time. So 25% off. There is a code, and it's Joints 19. Joints 19. It's on our website. You can see it all on there. So and you can also, if you sign up to our mailing list,
and you want to sign
up to our mailing list, pop on the website, a little pop-up will come up, pop in your email, and you'll get a free delivery code as well.
Yay.
So that's
you like that.
Don't tell everyone that.
We've just seen, just to quickly, Jackie Roberts, whose question we answered about Dear Sydney, she's watching, hadn't thought about turmeric, worth a try for sure. She'd researched it for her horses but not dogs, so there we go.
Perfect.
Love these live videos, it's so helpful and interesting. That's lovely, Jackie, thanks so much. So
our turmeric, interestingly, it has got the piperine extract in it, which is a black pepper extract, so it helps increase the bioavailability, because a lot of people say, I heard turmeric can't be used that well. It can be if you use the bioperine with it, and also if you make sure it's fed with fat or oil, because it's oil soluble. So people think they need to put loads of oil in it, but actually if you just feed it with your dog food's relatively high in fat and oil anyway. So consulted with our herbal vet, and they said that should be absolutely fine to increase enough for the bioavailability. So that's a little tip about that one.
We've got, Val Gibbons. Hi, Val. I used the code earlier in the week and had fast delivery as usual. Thank you. Brilliant. That's good.
I'm glad we'd got it turned around quickly.
Do we have time? I'm trying to think of, we've got a little bit longer.
A different winter problem
we do. Where was that? I've just lost it now. It was to do with noise. I just saw. Hang on, I'll find the name so it's not coming up on my computer. Shooting season. So obviously like noise phobia.
It's been so busy on that actually with obviously New Year's Eve fireworks, but also then like thunderstorms. We seem to have more storms and wind and things like that. If you've followed any or watched any of our ones about fireworks, so ideally with fireworks we were talking about using our skull cap and valerian tablets, which are licensed. They help reduce anxiety, help them feel a bit calmer. Ideally in a course, because it's shooting season, I would just give that on a daily basis, split the doses morning and evening, give it every day. If then suddenly there's a really bad shoot happening on a Sunday, on those days I would increase the dose slightly and perhaps have the liquid version, which is called valerian compound, to hand, and you can top up with that, and it gets into the system really, really quickly, about 20-30 minutes. Doesn't sedate, just relaxes them a bit more. I mean, obviously noise phobia is hard. If they're absolutely petrified, it won't always completely solve it overnight, but it'll help them feel a little bit more relaxed. And people find that over time, if you're consistent in using it, you'll find that they become more and more comfortable. And in fact, we've had some people that don't have to use it anymore because they're a little bit more comfortable.
Which is brilliant. And that's the sort of aim of the result, isn't it? Is you want your dogs to feel sort of comfortable, to be happy. And so I didn't catch your name on the thing. It's not refreshing, but we will find your name, but you will hopefully
get some Skullcamp Valerian, and we'll send the Valerian as well. So everyone's questions we have featured, if they could email us in at info@dorwest.com. I will pop it up on this later or tomorrow, and get through all the questions as well, and then send your address in so we can send you your products.
That would be good. That would be good. We want to get it. Well, I think we're almost, sort of pretty much towards the end. Just again, thanks so much for everybody for joining in. Obviously, we're hoping to do a few more of these lives. They seem to be really popular, which is brilliant. And we, at the end of the day, want to make sure that your questions are being answered. So if you have any ideas for future Facebook Lives, anything that you'd like to see the Dorwest team do in sort of blogs or live streaming, what would you like to see? What would you like to learn about, know about? We're here to sort of solve any sort of problems and questions for you. So any ideas, always drop the team an email, contact on any of their social media. We'd always just love to hear from you, and
that's great.
Help more people and help more dogs, which should be lovely. We've got Yvonne, he's watching live. Thanks, Yvonne, for watching.
Valerian, will it last all day? The Skullcamp Valerian, if you're giving it as a course and you're splitting the dose morning and evening, and you're giving it consistently over a few weeks, you'll find the benefit, right through the period. The Valerian compound just lasts a few hours, so that is more of a top up. But the Skullcamp Valerian, by giving it daily, gives that kind of base, that consistency. So because obviously, when you're scared, it's cortisol levels, and they take a while to drop back down again. So once they're scared, a load of gunshots have gone off. It will take a couple of days for those to come back down. So really, you don't want to keep seeing those peaks and troughs. You want to try and just get it slowly down. So that's why it's important to get the Skullcamp Valerian and just use the Valerian compound occasionally. So
that's brilliant. And it was Jenny Oliver, so I've just seen Jenny. Thanks so much. Thank you for the advice. It was my lurcher who was gun shy. Very helpful. Oh, that's brilliant. Well, hopefully, you'll benefit. Give those things a try that Jo's just mentioned, and hopefully, we'll help solve the issue. Well, I think
that was
that's the first Facebook Live of 2019. Really hope you enjoyed it. As I said, if you have any sort of questions, if your question hasn't been answered tonight, don't worry, because some of the Dorwest team will be going over all of the questions and just giving you some answers. You also have the advice line, which is available to call to talk to someone directly if you have any sort of further questions. And obviously, let us know what else you would like to see from Dorwest. What burning questions do you have? We always want to hear from you. So.
Great to have any feedback. We're at Manchester Dog Show this weekend as well. If anyone happens to be there, that's a 4-day show starting tomorrow at Staffordshire County Showground. So our team's on the road, although it gets a bit quiet now up until Crufts in March.
Yes, exactly.
We'll be there as well, so you can always come meet us all in person and have a chat there if you happen to be popping along. But we are doing some ticket giveaways in February as well, so if you're looking to win some tickets, please do check out our Facebook page for that.
That's brilliant. Sorry, Laura Adams saying see you at Crufts. So there we go. That's great.
Can't wait.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you back with another live very soon.
Thanks everyone.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.